Hey guys, Mike here, and today we have a very special video. We're going to be going through the fake Chinese knockoff 1946 Chubb jersey that I got in the mail. This took about, I'm going to lean back here. This took about 6 weeks to get, all in, I think. And it cost me about 20 bucks, maybe $22, something like that, give or take. I'm going to be comparing some of the features that you see in this jersey to the feature of the legit Beckham Color Rush jersey. So, and only do that because it's nuanced level stuff. First things first, the stitching. It's really good. That's the best thing about this jersey. These actual letters and numbers that you see here, they're stitched on there with quality. Now, I noticed on the back, on the 4, see how there's like some white stuff on there? You could probably get a sewing kit and kind of pluck those little fibers out, and there as well. That's a little crummy. Again, tough to tell though, the naked eye. I would pluck those little white things out if I really gave a crap. The other thing too, on this, the stitching on the Nike, this is the number one way you can tell if somebody's rocking a fake jersey. This swoosh is one of the things that Nike protects the most in terms of their apparel. There's no way you're gonna have a swoosh that looks like that. It's crinkled in the bottom, in the back side of it. There's a line that went through it for where it was actually like folded. The stitching all over the bottom of it looks really wonky. I don't know if you can tell, but it just doesn't look good. And now I'll give you the comparison to the real Color Rush Beckham. Massive difference there. Okay, that is fully embroidered through and through. No issues with stitching. Complete consistency of the swoosh. God, I'm trying to get the right angle for you guys. Complete consistency through from the tip of it to the back of it. That's the real deal, and that's how you know. Okay, back to the jersey. The other thing that I kind of have an issue with this is this 1946 thing. It's kind of tough to tell. I can see in the video that it actually looks pretty good in the video. Against the actual jersey, do you see the color contrast between this and this? It almost looks a little faded, and I'm telling you, like in real life, it looks even more faded and light than this. And then if I kind of bring over the sleeve here, you can see it as well. Like, look at the difference in the color. How washed out this looks. It is stitched on from the outside, so this is a patch that they probably cut and printed and then patched on, but the ink that they used is just, it's not sharp. It looks a little faded, but it's, you know, it's a replica and it's there for, they had to have that on there, so they had to figure it out. I'm sure if they didn't have to do that, they wouldn't want to, because that's a telltale sign. It doesn't look good. Next, around the top, this sort of plastic, it's like plastic. It's not embroidered, it's not stitched, it's like a plasticky type 1946 that goes around the outside, and this will absolutely fray off over time and wear. Like, that ain't gonna stay on there for very long. It does not look good. See how it's like plasticky? It ain't good. And then the other thing, the sleeving. The sleeving is like this sort of plasticky stuff. It's not fabric, it's just kind of stuck on there. I'll give you the comparison against the real Beckham. So this is not fabric either. This is like a plasticky stuff too. But look at the shine. Look at how like this one here shines off the light, and this one with the Beckham is just flatter. There's a little bit of shine, but it's a higher quality. Whatever they use to print this on there is better with the legitimate one. Okay. Next up, the back of it. This is trying to be the Nike Vapor style jersey. As you notice, I don't know if you may or may not be able to see, but it has a seam down the center, and then it splits off into these two sections. They did their best. It's not horrible, but it's not great either. And the biggest complaint is just the size of the numbers. Like, look at this thing. Okay, look at the size of this number. Look how small they are on the jersey. And this is a medium. It's a medium and it's super, super wide. Okay, so I'm going to compare it to the large Beckham. Large Beckham versus medium Chubb. Okay. It is easily on both sides like an inch wider. I probably, the better way to do this would be with like a hanger or something like that, which I don't have on me right now. But this thing is wide. Notice like the how big the numbers are on 24 and how big the number is compared to the name. Okay. Now look at Beckham. See how the size of the number? That's huge. That takes up your whole back, that number. Right? And the size, I did a comparison on the stitching on the nameplate. It's the exact same size and the same font. So that's the same, but the number size is wildly different. And maybe it's just because it's so damn wide. Like if you're like 5'9", like 250, or maybe like 5'9" between 250 and 300, this would be like a pretty good jersey because it's just wide. Okay. Okay. Some of the other things, one of the other details that I wanted to point out is the NFL little shield on the top. Okay. It's pretty good this year. Okay. You see behind this, the NFL letters, you've got that little kind of fingerprint style little lines that go there. And it is relatively shiny. It's not bad. And it's stitched on. And then this mesh fabric is harder type fabric than just cotton, whereas the one from last year is just cotton garbage. And then this sticker is really bad. I mean, it looks right, but it's absolutely terrible. Okay, let's compare it to the real Beckham. I'm gonna go top down so you can see how the difference of this is. Number one, the first thing you'll notice is the Beckham is shinier. And if I get really close and I get the right angle, okay, you can kind of see it there. See how there you go. You see how the blue above the NFL is kind of has lines through it. On the fake one, it's just paint. It's just paint. There's no lines through it. So the one up top is a little bit sharper. Like the tips are a little sharper, whereas the one on the bottom is kind of just wider and kind of a little bit more blunt. But again, to the naked, and then the harder plastic or harder fabric on here too. They improved it. I'll tell you that. They made this much better than this one. Okay. Let me show you the fake Mayfield from last year. Okay, the NFL nameplate is like just like really, it's not hard type material. It's just like a cotton mesh. And then the NFL thing is all painted, and it's a sticker. You can even see I was kind of peeling it off there. So it's not embroidered, it's not stitched on at all on this one. So the fake Mayfield is the cheapest one of the group. Now, next, let's look at the bottom. Let's look at the bottom of the Chubb. And this is the part of the jersey I'm like, this is really incredibly done. So this size label at the bottom is like scary how good they got with it. I don't know how they do this stuff, but it's really good. I'm going to compare it side by side or top down between this and the real Beckham. And I want to show you guys how good this is, okay? The one on top is the legit Beckham, and as you can see, like look at the Nike Swoosh, it's kind of just like on there. It's just on there, whereas the bottom one, the fake one, is kind of embedded in it. Same thing for the NFL logo. It's like in there. It's like a little bit dropped down into it, versus the one on top is printed on top. The medium lettering is actually like better looking as well than the large. it's just strange. Like, they did a better nameplate, or not nameplate, size plate on the fake one than they did on the real one. The only difference is the real one's a little brighter paint, a little brighter. That's all it is. In conclusion, if you got $20 and you want a jersey and you don't care, then this isn't a bad option. To the naked eye, you're going to fool a lot of people. Bottom line, the colors look fairly accurate. The everything about it, the replica of it is pretty good. But it's not a real jersey, and you will know, right? But it's pretty darn good. And it also has like a thing stuck on it too, which is actually, this is pretty authentic looking and feeling as well. I don't know how they do this, but it's pretty good. So all in all, the experience of this shirt or this jersey, it's pretty good. Pretty good. If I had to give a grading, if 1 to 10 and 10 is legit, the one from last year was like a 4. 4 or maybe 5. If I was really feeling generous, I'd say 5. This is more like a 7. Like, it's really good. It's really good. There's nothing major that stands out that I'm like, this is awful. Like I said, if you're just trying to pick it out and trying to figure it out, the Nike Swoosh here is going to be the thing that's going to give it away the quickest. But in terms of like the quality, for $20 versus $150, that's the delta. That's the reason why these things are being sold in droves, because people want them, but they don't want to spend a ton of money on it. I mean, realistically, how often are you wearing your game jersey? Like once a weekend during the football season? Like in the summertime, are people breaking out NFL jerseys? Right? So like 20 times a year, maybe you're wearing one. 20 days. Well, I guess that's a lot. But the bottom line is they did a pretty good job. And for $20, is it worth it? Let me put it this way. If I had to pick which jersey I'd want, the first version I'd go with is the Nike Legend style, which is the t-shirt style. That's the orange one that they just came out with, that sold out instantly, and JW said he didn't know what it was. There's not any orange jerseys. That one's my favorite one from a feel and a quality standpoint. So if you can get a Legend style jersey, that's my personal favorite. I don't like the embroidered ones. I think they feel stiff and they're not as forgiving, right, as the other ones. Then you have, above from the Legend, then you have the Nike Game, okay, and that doesn't have the seams. It's not. It's a little bit more of a. It's not like a simulated replica. It's just like the next step up. Then you have the Vapor, which is this and this. Okay, the Vapor is going to be closer to an authentic jersey. And then you get the $350 Elite, and those are pretty rare and like stupidly expensive. And really, they make those Elites primarily to put into like frames to get signed, right? You don't see a lot of people walking around with the Elites. But yeah, all in all, better effort than last year, but still, I would highly recommend you buy a real one. Save up for a couple weeks, couple months, whatever. Get yourself a real one. You'll feel better about it. It will be a better quality product for the long term, and you won't have to give some of the compromises with this, like the cut of it and some of the cheap feeling materials on it. Like, you're not gonna have to compromise. It's a real Nike Vapor jersey. It's awesome. So I'd say highly recommend you do that. But I think, like I said in the beginning of the video, I own lots of jerseys. We did a ton of giveaways for this Beckham because it's been on sale. You can get sales. Like, they do go on sale. You just kind of got to get it at the right time. And this Beckham one, personally, I think this is the best color. Like, I love the striped like sleeves. I love this on the color rush here. I think this is the one. It disappointed me they took them off. A lot of people said they look cleaner now without it. I just think they look a little bit more plain now. So, but this cost me like $24. Which is basically the price of this knockoff crap. I just had to wait a little while to get it. So you can get these on sale. They exist. They're out there, right? You don't have to go out and buy one of these. So that's that. Let me know what you think, guys. Would you buy this? Do you think this is a good enough or close enough to it that it's worth $20 versus 150? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if this is something you want. I know there's going to be people, where'd you get it? Give me a link. I'm not going to put a link. It's DHgate. You can Google it. You know, DHgate, you'll find it, right? But I'm going to put a link to the real one because I'm an affiliate of Fanatic. So I'd rather send you to Fanatic to buy a real one than a fake one. And you'll be happier in the long term. But let me know, would you wear a fake one? Do you currently wear a fake one? I've done it before, you know, when I didn't want to spend a lot of money. I own a couple fake ones. The original Color Rush, this one, I bought fake because they sold out. So I was like, well, they sold out, so I'm gonna buy a fake one, and when they get a new one, and I can get it. I did. I own it. I own the Vapor, and I own the game. So I bought lots of them, and I give them away left and right. So follow me on Twitter, subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think of the jersey, if you'd buy it or if you think it's crap. I'm somewhere in the middle. I don't think it's crap, but I wouldn't buy it. And like the video. Help us out. All of those little engagements that you do, liking, commenting, subscribing, all of those things, and then length of time you watch the video, all those are like little indicators from an engagement standpoint that tell YouTube that this is a good video and this is a good channel. So help me out. And that's that. A couple other updates really quick. We're going to be live pre and post game every Browns game this season. We are also doing a Wednesday show at 7 o'clock every Wednesday this season, which is going to be a little bit more relaxed type podcast show with me and Mike Restano, Bonzo1273 on Twitter. My dad likes to join that one as well, but my dad and I will be doing pre and post game shows all season long. Subscribe to the channel so you can hang out with us and talk with some of our crew there as well. If you have it in your heart and you want to join the channel and actually become a subscribed paying member, that option exists as well. That's awesome. We're going to be building that up this year. Or you got Patreon there as well, and Patreon helps us out. That's how we do a lot of the giveaways. So if you guys follow me on Twitter and saw all the giveaways, we do Patreon. That helps buying stuff and also subscribing to the channel. So thank you guys very much for watching. Appreciate it. Go get yourself a jersey, whether you get this one or you get a regular one, whatever, a real one. Just support the Browns, especially support this man, Nick Chubb, who's awesome. Go get a box of his cereal. Go get a box of Chubb cereal. That's another good way you can support it. All right, thank you guys very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Go Browns.